Okay, so today is Saturday, February 17th. It's probably roughly about noon, I guess. And on, I guess, February the 14th, we had to terminate our contractor for, I guess, total misrepresentation of what was going on their house, and us providing her with two-thirds of the money that she wanted to do a full remodel of her house, and she's only down to about a third that's left, and claiming that she's supposed to be done in 2.5 weeks. And we finally had to get to the point to where we had to terminate her and contact an attorney. Although I'm sure we're probably not going to get any money back, we're definitely going to try our best. But I mean, we have the means to be able to continue on, but if it was somebody else that didn't have the means, those people will be completely heartbroken. Their house will be destroyed. But I'm fixing to show you videos of the house. I'll show you a video of the house of what the condition that she left it in after getting almost $40,000 worth of money and only owing her a little over $20,000 left. And as of right now, as of February 14th, she was supposed to be finished with both the bathrooms and the kitchen. That means countertops, splash, tile. She's supposed to be done. She's paid up to being finished with the kitchen and countertops and stuff. So right now we'll start here in the master bedroom. That all the sheetrock and all the tongue and groove is supposed to be 100% complete. So the only thing that she can't do is this door right here, and because we're waiting because it's being made incorrectly. But she thinks she's 100% done with the tongue and groove, but that tongue and groove still goes down farther. But as you get over to there, low, and right there, the ceiling's not done. But even though she's claiming she's 100% done with the sheetrock, the tongue and groove's not right there. As you can see, it's not across the top. It's not finished up, going across the top there. And there. And there's our stairwell that's been done for a week and a half now, open to the weather, no sheetrock, no insulation, and that's the way she's left this for 2 weeks now. Even though we've been telling her it's got to be closed off, the AC's not working, we need to get the heat on. Been begging her to get the heater on for a month now. It's not done, but yet she's claiming she's 100% done with all the sheetrock, or at least 99%. But you see all these holes that she's supposed to fix. And that ceiling right there in the closet. Now, one of her notes, she says that she's reframed the closet. Well, this is the closet. The only thing that she framed, she put a stud there, and she put a stud there, and put a piece of sheetrock there and there. That's the only reframing she did of the closet. She said she moved the door as far away as over as she could. Well, yes and no. Yeah, she did move the door. She didn't frame it. She put the old crappy door in here, so that means there's weather coming in here. And I had to put this back, these pieces of board back, because she left it open to the weather. The only thing that she did was move the door frame over to right there, and she put a stud right there, and then put that piece of sheetrock on there, and then turned around and sheetrocked over it. Didn't even put insulation in it, but that's what she did. As you can see, the tongue groove is not even finished going across through there. Go to our master bath. Now again, we're supposed to be finished with our master bath. Cabinets in, countertops in, backsplash in, and she's claiming she's 100% done with the sheetrock. And there you go. There's all the sheetrock that's not been done. And no sheetrock, no insulation, no demo's not even done. There's a wall that was right here. As you can see, that's been wrote on there, which says remove me, that Cindy wrote on there 2.5 weeks ago, where the wall was sitting there and she still had to remove the wall, so we demoed it because she wouldn't touch it. Still have the holes from where the plumber cut a hole through there, ripped her insulation out, didn't put it back, tore insulation out there, and then left a hole there. And this is how they left our exterior wall. Right here, ripped out the insulation out of the walls. And I'll show you another video on the outside, but this is a huge ass used hole that the plumber broke out right there and just made a goodness mess that we're getting moisture like right there, mold all over the place, all coming from right here. And you'll see another video upstairs where we're getting mold upstairs. That is right above this area right here. That between here and up there we're getting mold. Now she's claiming she's done, the sheetrocking is done, but as you can see, we're not done. We're not even close to being done. This is the mess that she has left us, and she only has a third of the money left to pay, and she's claiming to be, like I said, I keep repeating myself, but claiming to be done. Now on this wall we're supposed to get a ductless AC that she was supposed to have ordered back in the beginning of January. We told her don't close the walls up, don't close the walls up. It goes on the wall. Well, she went ahead and closed the wall up because she wanted to get paid. And one of the requirements is that you got to sheetrock the screws. Sheetrock, you screw it, sheetrock every maximum 16 inches or ideally 12 inches, and then every 8 inches on the seams. And as you can see, they're barely putting any screws on there, and then they turn around taped and floated, and they're not screws every 8 inches, they're about every 2 foot, 18 inches or 2 foot. And they're supposed to be every 6 inches there on the seams, every 8 inches, sorry. There's not. Here's the ceiling. They're going every 2 foot. And as you can see, there's a seam right there, and that is not every 8 inches. That's at best 16 inches there, and 12 inches there is supposed to be 8 inches, and that's 2 foot between that screw to that screw. So what you'll see upstairs is the same thing that's going to happen here. This is all going to start sagging. Every bit of it will start sagging and falling down. They ripped out our insulation that was here, and now we've got humidity coming from out there because he's ripped all of our insulation out right here and throughout here. The plumber's done that. Same thing there. He's ripped out all the insulation that was on that back wall, moved it out of the way, and now we've got all this humidity and moisture coming through here. And this is our stairwell. This has been done for 2 weeks. So no sheetrock, no insulation, no nothing. At a very minimum, she should have at least put insulation in here to keep the humidity from outdoors. We had an out guy frame this up because that was his project, and her part was supposed to be the inside. And sheetrock is there, no sheetrock on the walls, no sheetrock on the walls, no insulation, no nothing. All right, we're upstairs now in the living room. So one of the things that she's been saying that she's 100% done with the tongue and groove, 100% done with the demo. As you can see, the tongue and groove on the flooring is not 100%. These stairwells have been in for 2 weeks now, and she has yet to come back in and finish this little part. Even though it's minor, she knows it's been this way, but she's just refused to send the guys in here to do it. Now, if you look at the tongue and groove, you see how poor a quality job this is. Typically, we should have an end piece and it should clear out. But now we've got to go back and hide things like this and imperfections and put trim all around there. As you can see, all the offsets, it's not even straight. And then you're looking through here, the trims. They didn't put any sheetrock over there, so they went ahead and got ahead of everybody and went and started plugging tongue and groove up there instead of putting a lot of the sheetrock and the trim pieces that's required for of it, just so she can turn around and get another draw. And the whole purpose was just to, put stuff up, and even though it's not 100% complete, she wanted to start calling for a draw. and you look at that right there. All this now, pieces have got to come back out and be redone. And now trim pieces have to go in around there, which we wasn't planning on doing. And see across the top, it doesn't match. It's big angles. Pieces are all set. Same thing here. No sheetrock, no trim. So she only turned around. See how this is all cut in, how half just poor horrendous quality is what you see is what she's done. So she thinks now, one of the other things, that she's going to have to come in and put trim on all this piece, and then she started squawking saying she didn't plan on putting trims on it. So she was going to kind of hinting around that she's going to have to charge us extra to come put trim pieces in. But that's because of her problems now. Spending a bunch of money taking this all back out and redo it right, we're going to have to force to put trim pieces in here that we wouldn't want to. That's not what we wanted. We wanted a nice clean piece, and it's going to blend into the windows. Same thing above there. See all that? That's what she calls 100% done. And it's not even sanded yet. None of the holes. And you see there's all kinds of texture sprayed all over the place. But that's because she was rushing to get this done so that way she can get another draw. So she only turned around and told those guys just to try to hide everything that she can. Is what she did. And then that section right here, you'll see a line right through there. That's the addition to the house. Well, as you can see, these little holes, those are about a little over 2 feet apart. Those are screw holes. You're supposed to be every 12 inches and every 8 inches down that seam where they're not. Now, you can't tell, but 4 different contractors come in and tell me that that's all sagging and it's got to go back and be scraped, re-screwed, retaped, floated, and the whole ceilings and the walls got to be re-skimmed and then retextured. All this literally has to be completely redone. Otherwise, you will see all this horrendous mess that she's created. You see cracks right there. And then this was really bad. Instead of replacing this piece right here when the wall was moved, they just pieced it together and she thinks she's done. This was supposed to be closed up. That's my return error. That's how she's left it. Again, she thinks she's 100% done in here. You can see the tape that you're not supposed to see from the tape and float, and they just splattered texture to try to hide everything, is what she's done. And that's what she told the finisher, is just to spray it on there, and they were going to try to hide it with paint, is what they were going to try to do. All right, so now we're going into the upstairs bathroom is what we're doing. Going upstairs bathroom. So in one of her things that she said she's done, she said she's reframed the hallway. She did not reframe that hallway. Actually, Francisco reframed the hallway. She was supposed to. She didn't do it because she couldn't get her guys in here, and we had to relocate the panel. So Francisco reframed that so that way I can put my panel right here. She claims that she opened the door wider, which she did, but she didn't have to because she's got a text message. She's got a message saying that she doesn't have to widen it up to leave it like it is because we're going with stackable. And then she's supposed to be 100% done with the bathroom. Now, she's kind of sort of done for the most part, but you come in here, and this is my shower. Now, mind you, we're supposed to be done with the shower, and all the plumbing was supposed to be done, and we're not. And this is some of the stuff that you see that she left. And these studs are supposed to be 2x6s, so that way to allow for all the plumbing. Well, they didn't do that. They turned around and took the existing plumbing out. In her thing, she's talking about she reframed everything as if she's got all new studs, but she didn't. She reused the existing ones and stabbed 1x everywheres to make room. So she didn't reframe anything up here. And you'll see that the 1x in there too. On the drawing, it shows 1x6s. They put it in originally wrong. He had to try and take it back out because he was in the way of everything. And move this out of the way. There's supposed to be a shower niche that goes all the way across over there. But he did it wrong, so we ended up having to allow her to go ahead and just put a niche right there, and then the shelf was going to go across to the top, even though it's supposed to go all the way around. So he allowed her to deviate from it, even though that's not what she was supposed to have done. Okay, and here, this is right above her master, and this is where all the moisture is coming. And what you'll find here is this is the exterior walls where they got a lot of holes and stuff cut, and you start seeing the black mold all over the place, growing. That wasn't there a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. This is just showing up. That's just popping its head, and right below here is all the hole that he's creating, all the water that's getting inside our house because of the holes that he created. That's all black mold. There, and all across the back wall there. And right here, right up below here, is where it's open below downstairs in the master, in that ceiling that they never closed back up. And then they removed all the insulation downstairs, so all the water's coming up through there. And here's more of a crappy tape and float where you can actually see the tape, and they just splattered texture. So, and see down there. So you're going to see every bit of this. Same thing there. They just splattered texture all over the place. That this is going to be visible. She also said that she reframed the closet for making it wider because of Francisco reframing the wall. Well, actually, yeah, he actually moved it too far. But the only thing that she did, she cut a stud there, cut a stud out right there, and the only reframing she did was those two studs right there. She still had sheetrock in there to do it anyways, but the only reframing she did was putting these two 2x4s up. She makes it look like that she's done a bunch of work, but those studs were there, that was there, and he only cut that out because you can see that's where the tongue groove was. He only cut that out right there. Those studs were there. That's the only thing that she did on reframing. She claimed to reframe the shower, but she didn't reframe the shower. She used everything that was existing, and because she needed, like I said, 2x6s, that's what she did. She took the 2x4s, all the existing 2x4s, stabbed one on the back of there, and put a 1x on there. Oh, and another thing is, these door frames were supposed to stay. These doors were still in good shape. They were not supposed to come out. When they ripped them out, they tore them all up. So now we've got to buy all new door frames because she chose to rip the door frames out, even though they're supposed to stay. And these are some of the holes that she's supposed to be done with the sheetrock. There's a holes up there. And come in here in her other bedroom. That right there, they put tape over the outlet, and then they textured around it. So does that tell you what they did? They just ran through it. And on this wall right here, same thing. Except this time, they covered the whole plate and then textured around it and just splattered texture all over the place. And moving into here, you can see where they just splattered texture. And you see the tape that's been there since day one that she's supposed to clear out. She hadn't done. You really can't tell, but when you get on this wall here, you know, this is supposed to be kind of like a clean, you know, even texture. And as you look across through there, because it shows the yellow, you see where they don't do it, and they just splattered it all over the place. So obviously that's going to show. She said she reframed the closet. Well, the only thing that she did was she moved the closet back. And this wall here, this wall is supposed to have 2x6s to allow for this this valve. They turned around and put 1xs in there after the fact. And then she claimed she had to redo it for the DTT system. And one of the other things that she was claiming is that she's installed the DTV system from Kohler. She didn't install that. That's stuff that I did. That's wood backing I put in. That's everything that I put into this wall after she reframed it. The only thing that they did was they tried to put this in here, and I ended up having to come back and take it out and reinstall it, at least the valve, and he had to come back and reframe it. But they turned around and only mounted that valve, that 6-port valve. That is the only part of the DTV system that they've installed. They didn't do anything else, nothing else. So, and she's claiming to be 100% done with the plumbing, and it's not done. Let me go back to the master shower, the upstairs shower. She's supposed to be 100% done with the shower. There is a rain shower head that's supposed to go right there that's not plumbed in. She's known that for weeks and keep telling us it's going to be in, and she hasn't done it. But there's supposed to be a rain shower that's going in there. One thing we noticed, you can't see it now, but when I turned the AC on, water was pouring out of here. That's why that's there. So I just put that in there, and that's the hole that they have drilled through the floor that they haven't sealed up. That's some of the crap that she's left, holes all over the place. And that has water. You can see the water inside there. That for somehow or another, when I turn the AC, water is drained into there. Okay, going up into the attic right now. Again, she's claiming she's 100% done with the upstairs plumbing. Upstairs plumbing is 100% done. That is your 1-inch gas line that comes up here that's supposed to feed not only the furnace, but it's also supposed to feed the tankless water heaters. This is old and bandit gas line that he just took out. That's the connection from my gas line to my furnace. As you can see, it's not connected. So she's claiming to be 100% done. This is what you're looking at. And this is why my heater hasn't been working since middle of January. That he disconnected it, and it still hasn't been pressure tested. And they've closed up all the walls downstairs, even though nothing is connected, nothing's been pressure tested. And this is what we have. The AC is supposed to have been already ducted in. One of the requirements was that she was going to reuse this vent right here. Was supposed to refeed the new area over there. And she has yet to reduct it. Even though we've been asking her to get it done, she hasn't done anything. And it's just been up here. So when the AC comes on, it's just going to air condition the upstairs. Is what's going to happen. And the plumber's been up here, ripped out all the insulation that's up in here. All the insulation's been ripped out by the plumber, moving stuff around. You see all that there. He's moving stuff around. Then we just noticed this today, that while he was up here messing around, ripping out all of our insulation in our house, that lo and behold, he ripped a vent out right there. So I've got a hole on my roof that he ripped a vent out that was there before. He's ripped it out. So now I've got a hole in my roof that he's let sit there, I would say, for at least 2 weeks now. And he's ripped out all the insulation that's inside there. He's ripped every bit of that out. And then there's our plumbing lines down below that's stubbed up and it's not even finished right now. None of that is completed. So, but yet she's claiming to be 100% done with all the plumbing upstairs. There's a gas line. And that's the mess that he's messed. He's left us up here is what he's done. So, and then see the plumbing lines that he's left there. So, like I was saying, going through her list of everything that's done, that she's claiming to be 100% done. She's not 100% done on one single item. Everything is between 25, 50, 70% done, and that's it. Gas line, see that? That's supposed to be our gas line for our oven. There's a hole there. He ripped the stupid gas line out and didn't put nothing back. Now all these walls are closed up where that gas line goes up this wall right here that I just showed you, and goes up that wall. They closed this wall up without a pressure test. They closed it up. Those are just a handful of reasons why we had to terminate her and stop the damage, even though she's got the majority of our money. And we've got to stop her from doing this to anybody else. If we didn't have the funds to fix this ourselves, what's going to happen to people that they use their life savings to do this to their house? What's going to happen to them? There's no way that they can live in this house. And there's no way they have money to finish what she started. And she has no business. And David Bravo with Gator Disaster Relief, same with Mac, they're just as guilty at this because it's their plumber that created a lot of this mess and the reason why we have mold in our house. He knew it. We told him. We begged him to get his plumber out here. He kept telling us they're going to get him out here, and never got here. He's told us that he has our take-us water heaters. He has our AC. He has all of our millwork material to build all of our cabinets, but yet he's refusing to bring them back over to us, even though we've been purchased. That's stuff that's been purchased on our behalf, and we can't get him to bring them back. So